What is going on, guys and girls? Welcome back to... Oh, fuck off. I was about to say welcome back to Game of Thrones. What is going on, guys and girls? Welcome back to TV and Me. I'm, of course, Kevin. This is...
Rob.
And it's time for Game of Thrones. So, let's jump into a recap. Actually, before we do jump into a recap, I just want to say... I want to apologise that there was no review last episode. As you probably know by now, because I've told literally everyone I can, I had a bad back, but luckily it's pretty much healed now. And we've decided instead of doing a review for that episode, we're just going to do a bit of a longer recap on this one. If you do want to skip the recap, however, because a few of you said you wanted some sort of timer, so that if you didn't want to listen to the recap, you could go straight into the reaction. So if you want to do that, there'll be a timestamp in the description. So just look down there, there'll be the timestamp, click it, and you should go straight to where you want to be. So with that out of the way, let's get into a recap of last episode. Where do you want to start?
Should we start back to front, or...
let me start on my notes, actually. It'll be easier that way. So let's start with Lady Olenna. So Lady Olenna is dead.
Yep. Like, she just got poisoned.
Did you expect it to come up, like, just happen simply as that? I expected to see some sort of battle at Highgarden.
I did expect to see a battle, but I think because the Tyrell's like army isn't really like they're not really known for fighting.
They're
so
more
I
rich,
think
aren't they?
they would just, because she even said, "How did we do?"
Yeah.
And Jamie was just like, "Well, what's to be expected?" So
That's
like,
true.
I think she kind of knew she was gonna die.
Yeah.
So.
Do you think that's why she didn't stay at Dragonstone? She just went back because she knew it was inevitable for her.
Yeah. Like I said, I think she knew her time was up. Like I say.
But that means, like, basically the Lannisters are pretty much taken out the second richest house.
Well, yeah, that's because they wanted their grain and stuff because they didn't have no food. So now they've got that. It's going to be a bit...
But something else to come out of that scene was Jamie finding out the truth about Tyrion.
Yeah, that's true.
And because he had that faith in Tyrion and he set him free, even though Tyrion did go on to kill his father, I don't know if he still holds a grudge for that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I've heard people saying that, like, maybe he's like... Because now he knows, he's probably forgiven Tyrion, but at the same time, he still killed their dad. So
and I think Jamie, even though his father did push him to become Lord at Casterly Rock, I feel like he still did love his father.
The only thing I could get out of it, though, is that I think Jamie might have seen that Cersei's just out to get Tyrion, because she kept saying it was Tyrion. Do you know what I'm saying? And, like, so that's the only thing I could
do you reckon he'll go back then to Cersei and say to her, you know, I found out the truth, that Olenna admitted to me that it was her that killed Joffrey. And even if Cersei did hear that, do you think she would believe it? I don't think she would. I think she's always had a vendetta since he was baby, hasn't she?
I just think she'd be like, it doesn't matter now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think you're right. She's too far deep into this
it's
fight.
Like, it was like Tommen when he died. She was just like, you know what, he's dead.
I think that death of Joffrey was just the excuse she was looking for. If it wasn't that, she would have found some other excuse to go after Tyrion. I just think it was a matter of time. One thing I do want to pick up on as well, with Lady Olenna dying, it's pretty much now that... do you remember that first episode, or was it the second episode of this season, where they were all at that table in Dragonstone, Daenerys, Tyrion, and she had the Greyjoys, she had the Sand Snakes, she had Olenna, and we were like, oh, she's got a massive army.
Exactly.
But now, she's been decimated pretty much. Even her Unsullied at Casterly Rock are being sieged by Euron. So, she only has the Dothraki.
The thing is, like, I understand that, like, the head of the Sand Snakes has been taken captive, but surely their soldiers would still rally behind Daenerys, no? Or if there's someone should still be in charge in Dawn, surely.
I guess so, but the soldiers are stuck in Dawn.
I guess so.
Because that's what they were going to use the ships for, weren't they? To bring them over.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah.
So maybe by some miracle, you know, we'll meet another character from Dawn.
Maybe.
That will bring over the Dornish, but at this point, I feel like it's pretty much Daenerys, the Dothraki, and the dragons.
Yeah, true.
Whether Jon sides with, I don't see that happening because he's got bigger problems with what's going on there.
Yeah.
But as I said, we did see the Unsullied at Casterly Rock. Greyjoy had a victory there, but it did, in that scene, even though it was quite rushed, I enjoyed it still, but we saw that there wasn't really that many men there. And later on, we saw the men marching on. I don't know where they're marching. Oh, they were marching on Highgarden, weren't they? So they're all at Highgarden.
Because Jamie even said when he was talking to Olenna that he copied Robb Stark's tactics from the Whispering Wood.
Yeah.
And
when he said he had 20,000.
Yeah, so he made him think he was going to be somewhere when he was actually going to be somewhere else. Like.
But the fact he sacrificed Casterly Rock just goes to show that, mind you though, saying that, Euron then sieged his ships, the
Exactly,
Unsullied ships, didn't he? So maybe that was the plan all along.
Yeah.
Lure him into Casterly Rock, so he doesn't actually lose it. He just loses it for like maybe a day or two.
Because he took all like the supplies and stuff, so now the Unsullied are trapped. They're gonna have to leave on foot because all their ships have been destroyed to go back to Daenerys. So.
I think it will be a siege situation now. I don't think Euron will attack because they're not land fighters, are they? They're sea fighters.
I think, like I said, I think Euron and Jaime want the Unsullied to then have to march because they don't know where they're going because they're not from these lands.
Yeah, that's probably where the Highgarden troops, the Lannister Highgarden troops, will move on. They'll go to meet the Unsullied that are left.
Finish them off.
Oh, that would suck. I hope Grey Worm doesn't die.
Doesn't.
We talked about it before, actually. You said that Grey Worm might die. And I said I didn't think he was a big enough character to have an impact or a reason to be killed. But thinking about it now, with what's happened with Melisandre, with everyone else that has died around Daenerys or been captured,
that's true.
Another one to the list would just be another nail in the coffin, which I think will lead. Because if you remember in that conversation, Tyrion said don't use the dragons because the people hate you, because they're indiscriminate in who they kill.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I feel like there's going to be a point now where Daenerys is like, I have to use the dragons. I've got to use the Dothraki, even though you didn't want me to use my foreign invaders.
Yeah.
I have no choice.
Like I say, like she's practically been screwed over. Like so, she's lost, like you said, pretty much 3/4 of her army.
Did you see it going this way though? Did you see Daenerys having such massive losses?
Yeah, because like when she was going into this season, she had like, she's got 3 dragons which are like nuclear bombs in this world. She had like the Greyjoys, she had the Sand Snakes, she had the Tyrells, and like she was so like powerful and I feel like they had to balance it out because everyone was turning on the Lannisters and stuff.
How are you feeling about the pacing of it all? Like people being wiped out so fast. We've had this is only the 4th episode we're going to watch, and already we lost 3 armies.
I know, like I don't know. I feel like I'd be more happy if we had 10 episodes and some of those like in the filler of those episodes was more sort of like them getting to places. I do miss that.
Yeah, I do.
Do you know what I mean? Like I wish they
the conversations. It's just at the moment it's action.
It's just I feel like it's just they're rushing through it. And I can enjoy it, but I feel like I can't enjoy it as much because it's so rushed.
Yeah, you used to be able to savour every moment.
That's what I'm saying.
They used to spend longer on each character, whereas now it's just cut to there. They've got this to say, they're doing this, boom, straight over to the next person.
Yeah,
whereas you're right, because that's something I enjoyed about the previous seasons was when, like, for the road trips, for example, you just had like Arya and the Hound moving along, having these conversations that don't really mean anything. It's just getting to know the characters and stuff. Yeah. But I feel like they're not going to be doing any of that now.
I think it's too late for that.
But now, speaking of Dragonstone and Daenerys, we also had Jon arrive. And when Jon did first arrive, who was it? Melisandre was waiting on the cliff.
Yeah,
she didn't want to go down and meet him because Davos was there. We found out that she actually said to Varys that they're both going to die in Westeros, like some sort of forewarning.
Yeah, like thing is with her though, she gets a lot of stuff wrong, doesn't she? Like she's probably seen it, but
thing is, has she got stuff wrong? She's got the wrong person, but she's never got the stuff wrong.
Maybe like 2 people are going to die, but maybe it's not going to be those 2. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I think she does see stuff, but she interprets it. Yeah, she interprets it wrong. So like the whole Jon and Stannis thing, she thought Stannis was the Princess Roman. In fact, it was Jon. So like even though she said she's seen Varys and her die, maybe it's like Jon and Dany or something. Do you know what I mean?
Don't say that.
I'm just saying. But yeah, like you know.
But yeah, she was standing on a cliff. She's now headed back to Volantis or Volantis. How'd you say it? Volantis. Which is in Essos, isn't it?
No, I think. It might be, but it might be somewhere else.
Alright, so okay. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, I'll look that. I might like because I'll look that up after. I'm not too sure where Volantis is, but she's out of the picture, so there's not going to be any conflict that we thought might happen with Davos. I thought they were setting it up because why would they take Melisandre?
That might come later on. Like
I think Melisandre just went to Dragonstone to tell Daenerys about the Prince that was promised. I think that's what her whole role was there. But I wonder if we'll see more of her in Volantis, or she'll just reappear at some point in the future.
I think she might reappear at some point in the future, and she might have a big part to play before she dies, maybe.
We've still got to see her meet up with Arya again. Because
that's remember, it might be Arya that kills her.
Yeah. So maybe the next time we see Melisandre, she'll bump into Arya or something.
Possibly, yeah.
Or maybe she won't even make it to Volantis. Maybe she'll bump into Arya on the way to there.
More than likely.
Which is a
Well,
possibility.
because we don't really know where she's going at the moment, because there was that whole scene with the direwolves and she was like, that's not you, so we don't really know if she is going back or not.
We didn't see her last episode, did we?
No,
so
wasn't it? She's possibly...
last time we saw her was with Nymeria, and we still don't know whether she continued
exactly,
north.
because that whole little, that's not you, so...
The problem is as well, a lot of people, because she is a faceless man now, she could be anyone.
Exactly, yeah.
You could be seeing her on screen.
Exactly.
And some people have said, I saw some other reactors, and they said that maybe Arya is Jamie right now.
That would be jacked
maybe
up.
Jamie's
what about the hand though? How would she just
what a golden glove.
Yeah, true. Sure, she could just put it on, I suppose.
But that would be crazy if that was the case. You found out later online the stuff we saw with Arya now was actually 6 months in the past to what's going on now.
That'd be crazy.
That would be nuts. I'll tell you what would also be funny actually.
What's that?
If like we've got all the stuff going on with Jamie and Cersei at the minute, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, like Jamie walks into the room, but he's got his hand.
Oh yeah, and see if you notice.
Just see if you know. It's just a regular hand, and maybe Cersei, like it's just a scene going on, and then maybe Cersei's like she doesn't realise, but then she notices. She's like, she sort of stares at it, and then she just looks up at Jamie. And he's got a massive smile on his face. That would be crazy.
Yeah, that would be crazy. I would enjoy that.
As well as last episode, I suppose the last thing we can talk about is Bran and Sansa, which is a lot of people talking about that.
Yeah, they are. There's like some sort of theory about that maybe Bran's not actually Bran anymore. He's like the three-eyed raven's like a person that's taken over his body now or some.
Yeah, we talked about this prior to this, and I told you that I don't think that. I think Bran's just. I feel like he's become the three-eyed raven, and he's still Bran, but because of the things he's seeing. Because of everything he's feeling now he is everywhere at all time, like literally all throughout time. It's changing him.
Yeah, true.
It's still Bran, but it's changed him.
I can see what you're saying because of all that information. Because he's got all
it's like
of
a massive download into his brain.
He's like his head's just like some sort of computer.
Maybe for all that information to get into his brain, like the emotion part of his brain is just switched off, and that's why there was that really weird conversation.
People were calling him creepy and stuff.
Because he brought up about Sansa's wedding.
Yeah,
wasn't it? He said
because it was because he didn't really he could have brought up times when there were kids and stuff. Yeah, but he didn't. He brought up that time when she got married and stuff.
Do you have any
that happened in Winterfell.
thought why he brought that up? I personally think maybe it was because he was just saying Sansa. It was proving to her that he is the three-eyed raven, and he felt what she felt in that moment because it was her lowest moment.
Yeah, I think as well. Maybe it could be he felt bad because he wasn't there to do anything, maybe.
Yeah, maybe just the cold look on his face made it come across as creepy.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
I don't know, it's a tough one, but is there anything else you want to add before we move on?
I don't think so. I think we've pretty much talked about
I think that's pretty much everything condensed down a bit. But I guess that's about it. So we'll get straight into this episode. This is Season 7, Episode 4. I'm just expecting the dragon to go...
Yeah. So does that mean the Tyrells are finished now? I've got no family left.
Well, they've not got their gold.
True that.
Holy shit, that's a lot of gold.
That is a lot of gold.
There is still the question of my prize.
That's a lot of money I just gave you.
It's not a castle. How about that one? Is available?
You don't want Highgarden.
I beg to differ.
Red Wall. Daenerys Targaryen could come and take it back the day after you move in. Besides, think of the upkeep. The more you own, the more it weighs you down.
Oh, is that why you're so fucking glum, eh? All your new riches weighing you down?
They're not mine. This all belongs to the Iron Bank.
I must say, I don't think the Iron Bank has ever had a debt of this magnitude repaid in a single installment. I always considered your father a very effective and efficient man, but you appear to be redefining those terms entirely.
My hand, Qyburn, has made overtures to the Golden Company in Essos.
I know them well. They have helped us recover significant sums from parties who'd fallen into deep arrears.
That's good to hear. I too would like them to recover some things that belong to me.
Rest assured, Your Grace, you can count on the Iron Bank's support. As soon as the gold arrives.
If it arrives.
True.
Oh, there's that dagger.
Yeah.
The last man who wielded it meant to cut your throat, but your mother fought him off. But I am here for her now. To do what she would have done.
I hope he looks into Littlefinger's
To
past.
protect our children.
Yeah.
In a way, that dagger made you what you are today. Forced from your home, driven out to the wilds beyond the wall. I imagine you've seen things most men wouldn't believe. To go through all of that and make your way home again only to find such chaos in the world. I can only imagine.
Chaos is a ladder.
I literally just wrote down. Does he see Thingy's secrets? Littlefinger's
He
secrets?
said that to Varys, didn't he? In like episode, I can't remember, in season 1.
My brother died for you. Hodor and Summer died for you. I almost died for you. Bran.
I'm not really. I remember what it felt like to be Brandon Stark. But I remember so much else now.
Maybe you're right. There is a transformation.
You died in that cave.
Oh, come on, Arya.
Yeah.
Oh, we can see Sansa, Bran and Arya together.
Sweet.
Is she going to do it? Do you reckon she will?
Please, yeah.
Where are you going?
In there. I live here.
Fuck off.
I'm Arya Stark. This is my home.
It's like the scene in King's
first,
Landing.
Yeah.
Arya Stark's dead.
Send for Maester Lewin or Sir Roderick. They'll tell you who I am.
There's no Roderick here.
Maester's name Walcom.
Go ask Jon Snow then. The king
It's
in
not
the
really
north.
either.
He's my brother.
He's 1,000 miles away.
Look, it's cold and we're busy, so you know. Best fuck off.
Lady Sansa is too busy to waste a breath on you, just like us.
Don't tell me they're
For
going
the
to
last
make her
time.
leave.
Fuck off.
I'm not.
Because if you don't, I'm gonna hit you right in the fucking face as hard as I can.
There's nothing you can't refuse.
Oh, she gone.
Oh no!
Yeah, but she might have sneaked into the castle though.
She's going to back off from her.
Yay, hugs.
Jeez, I can't believe we've got 3 Starks
I know, it's crazy.
in the same place, in Winterfell of all places.
I didn't run. You need better guards. Jon left you in charge.
He did. I hope he comes back soon. I remember how happy he was to see me. When he sees you, his heart will probably stop.
Oh, I've got to see that. I've got to see Jon and Arya.
Right. I've got to think she might leave though. I don't think she's going to be there long.
Bran's home too.
She's not going to meet Bran though, is she?
Sure, he's not the same.
It's the 3 youngest, isn't it?
I think so. Apart from Rickon, obviously. He died.
Oh shit, Rickon. I forgot Rickon. My bad.
Bran has visions.
I thought you might go to King's Landing.
So did I.
Why would you go back there?
Cersei's on her list of names.
Where did you get this?
Littlefinger gave it to me.
Littlefinger. He's here.
He is declared for House Stark. Why would he give you a dagger?
He thought I'd want it.
Why?
Because it was meant to kill me.
The cutthroat. After your fall.
Why would a cutthroat have a Valyrian steel dagger?
Someone very wealthy wanted me dead.
He's not a generous man. He wouldn't give you anything unless he thought he was getting something back.
She knows him.
I don't want it.
Are you sure? It's Valyrian steel.
It's wasted on a cripple.
Oh, that's brilliant. She'll see Arya.
Hey, Pod. It's my man, Pod. King Dingaling. King of the Swingers.
Catelyn Stark would be proud. You kept your vow.
I did next to nothing.
You're too hard on yourselves, my lady.
I'm not a... Thank you, Podrick.
I wanted you to see it before we start hacking it to bits.
You don't want to do that because now maybe she'll change her mind and be like, nah, you're not having it.
Yeah, true that.
Holy crap.
Well, this is it. All we'll ever need.
There is something else I want to show you, Your Grace.
Dragon egg. That was that symbol from the first
Children
episode.
of the forest made these.
Children of the forest.
Oh, yeah, they're
the spirals. You know, there was the horses' heads.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Night King makes them hands.
They were here together. The children and the first men.
Doing what? Fighting each other?
Mating.
They made Tyrion.
They fought together against their common enemy. Despite their differences, despite their suspicions.
And you say you can't defeat them without my armies and my dragons?
No, I don't think I can.
Kiss.
I will fight for you. I will fight for the North. When you bend the knee.
Oh,
for God's sake.
Just do it, John. Just fucking do it.
My people won't accept a southern ruler. Not after everything they've suffered.
They will if their king does. They chose you to lead them. Isn't their survival more important than your pride?
All my allies are gone. They've been taken from me while I've been sitting here on this island.
You still have the largest armies.
Who won't be able to eat because Cersei has taken all the food from the Reach? Your strategy has lost us Dawn, the Iron Islands, and the Reach.
If I have underestimated our enemies...
Our enemies? Your family, you mean? Perhaps you don't want to hurt them after all.
Oh, it's a bit cold. Dragon time.
Enough with the clever plans. I have 3 large dragons. I'm going to fly them to the Red Keep.
We've discussed this.
My enemies are in the Red Keep. What kind of a queen am I if I'm not willing to risk my life to fight them?
A smart one.
What do you think I should do?
Oh, fuck.
Starting John.
I would never
I'm
presume
at war. I'm losing.
The people who follow you know that you made something impossible happen. Maybe that helps them believe that you can make other impossible things happen. Build a world that's different from the shit one they've always known. But if you use them to melt castles and burn cities, you're not different. You're just more of the same.
It's been a while since I trained.
I can go and find the Master of Arms for you, my lady.
He didn't beat the Hound. You did. You swore to serve both my mother's daughters, didn't you?
Everyone's just like, what the hell just happened?
She's in the Matrix or something. Brienne's a proper swinger for it as well.
Damn.
Oh.
Getting rough. I think it's like, what's up with the Stark with it?
Little finger's like, move aside, Sansa. I've got a more deadly version of you.
That was pretty smooth.
Woo!
What's that?
Is that a Greyjoy ship?
Oh,
Theon.
Yeah. John and Theon's going to meet for the first time since like season 1 as
Oh,
well.
fuck. Does he know about him?
Yeah, he knows about him portraying Rob, I think, as well. Oh my goodness.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Crap. He did help Sansa. Beat John this bit, obviously.
Is she alright?
What you did for her is the only reason I'm not killing you.
Euron has her. I came to ask the Queen to help me get her back.
The Queen is gone. Where did she go?
Damn. I didn't
Daenerys
know she
left.
went, yeah, apparently.
Oh, you know what? She probably has gone off on the dragons, but she's not going to Thingy.
Where?
She's not going to
King's Landing.
She's going to come in here.
Oh,
she's going to melt their fucking army.
Sir Jamie.
Rickon.
Dickon.
I hear you fought bravely at Highgarden. Your first battle? And?
It was glorious.
Come on, your father's not here.
All my life, we've been pledged to House Tyrell. I knew some of those men. I hunted with them.
They didn't deserve to die. But Lady Olenna chose to betray her queen and support the Targaryen girl. So here we are.
I didn't expect it to smell like that.
Men shit themselves when they die. Didn't they teach you that at fancy lad school? Well, I learnt it when I was 5.
What?
Oh, what's he hearing?
Listen.
Oh, I thought Dothraki was it.
Horses.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how scary that
Oh,
would be?
I'd be bricking it. Just hearing them doing that, like, yelling, dude.
Get back to King's Landing.
I'm not abandoning my army.
You're the commander, not a damn infantryman. Those fuckers are about to swamp us.
We can hold them off.
Oh, no, you don't, motherfucker!
Oh, he done fucked up.
Surrender.
Oh, I'm done. I quit.
Jakaras!
Oh,
Fuck!
oh, damn.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
It's just nuclear bomb.
That's fucking insane! Look at that shot!
Oh my gosh.
Oh my fucking god!
Destroyed.
Oh shit,
shit.
bro. You're the one person I'm rooting for on this team.
Oh,
Ooh!
cut off the horse's leg. Why don't he look like he might just dash with the money? No?
He's left it.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
fuck. Oh, Jesus fucking
Shit.
Christ.
Come on, you fucker.
No, it's in his mouth, isn't it? Oh no. Shit.
Come on, boy.
Come on. Is Jamie gonna die?
You're an idiot. You fucking idiot.
He is so... Oh, he is so fucking lucky.
Who saved him, Bron?
I think it was Bron. I thought he was dead.
I did. His armour is weighing him down. He's not dead.
No way. Left it
But
as a cliffhanger.
there's no way
Bastard.
he is dead. There is no way.
Shit.
So there we have it. Episode 4 of Game of Thrones, and this really did come across as an episode 9.
It really
had
did.
that same sort of feeling, that same epic scale. And where do you rank this episode now in terms of all the episodes of Game of Thrones? Because after one watch, this is going to be up there with some of my favourite episodes.
It's definitely up there. It's up there with Battle of the Bastards and
Battle of Blackwater.
Yeah, Battle of and the one at the wall.
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
that's
Yeah.
probably my favourite
Yeah.
episode. That episode, but this one is up there now. That whole ending, that battle scene, just the sheer scale of it, just the CGI in it was fucking amazing. It was flawless, and I suppose that's why there was only 7 episodes, because only 3 episodes worth millions of dollars
going
on that one scene. Where, especially that scene when the dragon was coming down, spraying fire along the path, and all the carts were just.
It's like when Bronn fired that thing, and I so thought it was going to go into the dragon's mouth, because as he fired it, the dragon opened. I was like, no way.
At the start of the end there, where Jaime was staring in the jaws of death, he was charging down Daenerys. Did for one moment you think Daenerys was going to die?
No, I knew something. I knew like the dragon, or it might flip its tail or something and knock him off or something.
I thought Jaime was going to die, but Bronn coming out of nowhere, saving him. Although a little bit cheesy,
Yeah,
you know, that
we
last
didn't
final.
see Bronn knowing in that shot when he was charging towards Dany.
But because it's Game of Thrones, I'll let it off. But that final moment where we saw him sinking down, because you got to remember his armor must be so heavy.
You can't swim with one hand, can you?
Yeah, you can. I'm sure you can. Yeah. But he was sinking with his armor on, Bron's nowhere to be seen, but I don't think he's dead. I think Bron's going to save him again. He's going to pull him out the water. Because why? What would be the point in saving him from the dragon just for him to drown 2 seconds later?
Yeah, true. I was just about to say it's kind of reminiscent to when Tyrion was going underwater, but it wasn't the last scene, was it? They made you think it was.
And then the hand came in. I think that's exactly what's going to happen with Jaime. That same sort of thing, but. I
feel really nervous about it. I don't know why. I just do.
I honestly thought Bronn was the goner in this. I thought they had to kill someone major, and I was worried throughout that entire scene.
I am kind of shocked like no one died, but as well, what happened to Randall? Like he just disappeared. Did he go back to his castle?
No, we did see him a few times leading the army, like calling for stuff and that. But when the shit hit the fan, he did suddenly disappear from the scene. We saw Dick on, but maybe it was just there was so much going on they didn't have time to show what he was doing. But
maybe he's dead. Like maybe in the next episode you might see him dead on the floor or something.
Yeah, that's a good point. And maybe Dickon becomes
because he seems like a pretty good dude.
He seems alright. Yeah,
he doesn't seem like a piece of knob cheese.
I mean, even when Sam went back to their house, what's their house name again? I always forget.
Tarly.
No, the actual the area that we have.
I think it's the Reach. I think it's the Reach anyway. I'm not just sure.
No, the Reach is the Arryns, isn't it? I'm pretty sure the Reach is the Arryns.
I'm not sure. I thought it was the Reach, but I'm not.
Well,
sure.
Whatever it is, Dickon could become head of that house if Randall has died.
That's true.
So we could see stuff happening there, but that battle, that was absolutely insane, and I sort of hoped in the midst of that there would be a connection of eyes between Jaime and Tyrion.
Yeah, I was hoping for that as well. Like Tyrion, saw Jaime because he was like, "Don't do it, you fool! Don't do it." But he obviously did it. So.
Or even if it wasn't Tyrion and Jaime, I was hoping it was Tyrion and Bronn.
Yeah.
Because I was worried Bronn was going to kill that dragon and maybe Daenerys would get captured.
Yeah, that's true.
But if Tyrion locked eyes with Bronn and Bronn saw Tyrion, maybe that would make him pause for a moment and then he would have missed. But that didn't happen. He did hit the dragon, but he didn't. He hit it in the wing, which brought it down. But at that point, I said to you in a reaction, at that point, it just becomes a dinosaur.
Yeah, that is very true. But as well, like I was when Jaime was going to charge the dragon, and Tyrion could see him, and he was saying, "Don't do it, you fool." Like I really thought Tyrion maybe should have shouted, but maybe he wouldn't have heard him. Like tried to get his attention somehow.
Yeah, no, I don't think he would
to stop him from
in
charging.
all that shouting and screaming, people burning alive. I don't think he would have heard him.
And plus, Tyrion's small as well, so.
But I guess now, that dragon or Drogon getting shot with that ballista is actually a good thing because now
it's gonna make Daenerys think.
Daenerys knows that they're capable of hurting her dragon, so she's going to be more careful. She's not going to be as reckless, and she learnt that lesson without losing her dragon.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, so
I said it during the actually. She should have turned around and went back. But she completely fucked him up, and then she just should have went back to.
But that's not who she is.
Just let the Dothraki finish him off because they could. That's what they're good at.
That is the smart thing to do. But we've seen time and time again in this series that Daenerys leads with her heart.
Yeah,
she doesn't always lead with her brain.
Once she's got a taste for blood, she wants more.
I don't think it's that so much. I think that she just wants to sit at the head of the army.
Yeah, I suppose.
She wants to lead by example. Like she said because there was that meeting. Yeah, exactly like John. He wouldn't say, "You guys go and fight and I'll sit back."
No, that's what Ramsay would do.
Exactly, because you remember that meeting on the horses. So, but an amazing scene. How long was that, the last 20 minutes? It flew by so fast. It was just a melee of fire and fucking death.
Like I said, it was like the end of the bloody world. Everything was just on fire. Everyone was dying and melting, turning into ash. It was crazy.
I'm actually really surprised we came out of that situation though with no one dying.
I know. Like I really thought, like you said, like Bronn or Jaime, like someone like that would die. Like,
how do you feel about Bronn? Because he is the one that attacked Daenerys and the dragon.
I don't know why, but when I felt like when he was about to shoot the ballista at the dragon, I felt like hate towards him. I was like, don't kill the dragon. Don't kill the. Like,
I felt the same. Like I really like the Bronn character, but he's always said he's a sellsword.
That's true.
He's not a good guy. He just does what he does for himself. But that's what I liked about him. But in that moment when I had to choose sides, I was very much on Daenerys' side.
Do you think as well, you know he's like a sellsword, do you think as well the fact that he looked at that money and then looked away and then just carried on with what he was doing, do you reckon that was like a sign of him not being a sellsword anymore? Do you reckon that's a sign of
possibly? I suppose you could look at it that way. It's all like a metaphor.
Yeah, like because he before he would take whoever paid him the highest, but he looked at that bag of money and he could easily just got on a horse and left. But he didn't. He decided to stay and he saved Jaime.
Yeah, you're right.
Killed. Do you know what I mean?
But does that mean that my little theory I said during the match as well that if Jaime asked Bronn to kill Tyrion, because if you remember all the way back in season 1, Tyrion said, if anyone ever pays you to kill me, I'll double their offer.
Yeah.
and maybe that will come back in some way, because Game of Thrones likes doing that, like things that have been said in the past come back around. Like we saw actually with Arya in this episode.
Yeah, that's true.
Things always come back around in this series, and maybe there'll be a point where Bronn is meant to kill Tyrion, and in the end he says, "Really double my offer."
Well, there was like a lot of little things like when Jon was in the cave with Dany, like he was in a cave with Ygritte. It's only it's so small, but it's like
similar scenes. I don't know if they do that on purpose. I guess they do, because they do a lot of foreshadowing and stuff. So possibly, but I tell you what, that whole end scene was amazing. But we've got to move on from it because we've got so much stuff to cover. So next up, we had the whole Stark thing, the Stark reunion.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Arya, Bran, and Sansa. We saw that really cool fight scene between
Arya's a good little fight,
Brienne and Arya, which I thought was really, really good. The choreography,
she owned
was amazing.
Brienne as well.
Yeah. Well, at the end there, they had a sword to each other.
That's true.
I think Brienne got one over on her when she kicked her, and Arya got the better of her right at the beginning. But then they sort of worked it out. And I did say to you, is there some sort of connection between those two and the First Order Bravos?
Possibly,
Syrio
because,
Forel?
yeah, like maybe
because there was a moment where she was training Pod, and she was about to say something about the training, and and Arya came in and she finished what Brienne was going to say.
But the only thing I would say about that though is that Arya's got the style of water dancing though, and Brienne don't. Like,
that is very true. Yeah,
she's got that typical sort of Westerosi sort of style of fighting, whereas Arya's got the Bravosi sort of like water dancing, like very like light and delicate.
That's very true. And you've also got to remember that Arya learned a lot of her fighting skill with the Faceless Men.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So maybe that could be the link. Maybe that could be a link.
Possibly.
Unless she just knew what she was going to say because somebody has said it to her before and she just finished the sentence for her. I'm trying to look deep into it in case they're trying.
Maybe it's just their admiration for Brienne because she's a woman, she's a warrior, and like that's what Arya wanted.
And she's kicking Pod's ass.
Yeah, basically.
I'm still of the mind that we need a Pod spin-off.
I'm telling you, Pod at the end of this series, Pod's going to be like the best fighter in Westeros. I'm telling you.
I think Pod might be my favourite, like, auxiliary character. You know, like every main characters, like side characters. I think Pod might be my favourite over Bronn. There's something about Pod which is really he's really innocent.
I think he should be king. Before this, King
Pod the king. That'd be amazing. First of his name, King of the Andal. That'd be incredible. Also, we had Littlefinger talking to Bran.
That was interesting.
And he gave him that dagger. Now we discussed it in the reaction as well, but does Bran see everything? Has he seen all things?
So. Like he must see. He must know that Jaime pushed him out the window, because if he knows everything else, I don't see why he wouldn't know that.
I still can't. I can't remember if he can remember that he got pushed.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I'm pretty sure it was the case of like he got pushed out the window and he just had like his brain just like wouldn't remember it.
I always question that though. I always wondered whether that was him doing that on purpose, so he doesn't put anyone's lives in danger, because it's such a big secret.
Yeah.
He was just a young boy and he was scared.
Possibly, I might be wrong. I don't know. As well, he said to Littlefinger about chaos is just a ladder, and that's what he said to Varys.
That's when he was talking to Varys. What season was that?
That was season 1, I think.
Was it season 1?
Yeah, and it was in the throne room.
I remember it being in the throne room. But he's. I think he's like saying to people things they would only know that he couldn't possibly know. Like when he met Arya, and he said about her being, where was it, at the crossroads or something?
Yeah, I think it was when she saw Hot Pie again. Maybe I think that's what he's referring to.
Yeah, because he said she was on her way to King's Landing, and after Cersei, because she's on her list.
Her mind,
So I think he's just making everyone aware that he knows all and sees all.
The Littlefinger's face though, he looks scared when he said that to him.
He's like, how the fuck does he know? He
wasn't there. It was just him and Varys that were there.
So that does bring up the question, like you say, does he know about Littlefinger betraying Ned? Exactly. And if he does, why isn't he saying anything? And is he holding on to it for the right moment?
Exactly. And as well, like I said during the action, Arya was present with Tywin when Littlefinger went and saw Tywin. But then he was talking to him.
That was a good moment. That was a good callback.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think he was originally going to talk about something with Tywin, but then when he saw Arya, I think he sort of changed what he was talking about.
See, I always took the scene as he didn't recognise Arya.
I don't know, because the way I saw it was like he looks at her And he sort of keeps looking, like he's following her around the room. Like,
yeah, I saw that, but I always thought that was them playing with us as the viewer.
Maybe it was that case of like, you know, when you see someone, you think, where do I know that person
Yeah.
from? Maybe it was a case of that, and he didn't really like recognise her.
Possibly. Well, either way, you know, it's a callback to that moment. I think it would be cooler if he didn't recognise her when she was with Tywin, because then in that moment when she's fighting, he realises that it's Arya Stark, and she was there listening when he was talking to Tywin. He must be like, oh fuck! Not only does Bran, know my secrets, he knows what I spoke about. Now there's Arya who knows I was talking with Tywin.
He's just thinking these bloody Stark children. Like, they're just ruining all my
crazy.
plans.
We said when there was the three of them, it's like the Avengers.
Yeah, it is. Like,
there's Sansa, who is the leader, who is getting really smart and getting like twisting
basically
things.
Littlefinger.
Basically, female Littlefinger. Arya, faceless woman, ultimate fighter.
Yeah.
Then the three-eyed raven, Bran.
Sees all.
And then we've got Jon, who's like the king of the north.
You know, who can die and come back to life again.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, they're like the Avengers. They are the Game of Thrones Avengers. So staying on Jon as well, we saw one scene in this episode where Jon took Daenerys into the cave where the dragon glass was. I keep wanting to say Dragonstone, but dragon glasses, which they're going to mine. But then they found that little cave area where we saw the symbols of Children of the Forest.
Yeah, like
the spirals.
Yeah, they're like a little hieroglyphs. Is that what they're called on the walls? Yeah.
I feel like they've got some sort of meaning.
I feel like it might be some sort of language, because there's these symbols like because obviously the White Walkers were created by the Children of the Forest, and they keep making these patterns, and maybe there's some sort of like Children of the Forest language that I don't know that can tie in somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like they've got a bigger meaning, whether it's a language, whether it's just some sort of spell or incarnation, like to kill the White Walkers, to end them for good. I don't know, but
or what if I'm just putting this out, that's probably wrong, but you know them symbols, what if they're like coordinates to where dragon glass is, because dragon glass is their weakness.
Got dragon glass.
No, but I mean the Night King, like if like, so they leave these symbols, so other like, if there's any other Night King see these symbols, they know that where their weakness is, which is dragon glass. That's what I'm saying. It's probably not.
I suppose.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because obviously that's their weakness, and if people don't have dragon glass, they can't kill White Walkers unless they have Valyrian steel. But
yeah, I don't know. That seems a bit over the top to me.
It seems a bit
convoluted.
I'm just trying to tie in these fucking symbols somewhere.
I feel like I do feel like they've got bigger meaning. I think that's a bit too much.
Yeah,
I think it might be something a bit simpler.
Yeah.
I could be completely wrong as well. You could be
right.
I'll find out you're right.
But I'm just putting that out there. I might be absolutely wrong.
But we did see on those cave paintings that the Children of the Forest and the First Men actually fought together once before to fight them. And did they beat them? Because obviously they've been missing for tens of thousands of years.
Like, the only other thing I could think of, they either fought them back to where they came from, so then they had to go back into hiding to build up their army again, or they had some sort of pact. But then again, like, we haven't seen the Night King talk, so then how could they communicate to have a pact to stop the killing or whatnot?
Yeah, I always wondered why they didn't return every winter. They only returned, because it's been tens of thousands of years, isn't it?
Something must have happened that's triggered them to want to...
That people do link it though to the return of magic, and remember that Red Comet?
Yeah,
something to do with that, and the return of dragons and stuff. I don't know, but maybe I just feel like the key to defeating the White Walkers might be in those cave paintings somehow.
Yeah, true.
And we keep seeing return of the symbols, and they keep pointing them out. So there's got to be something.
That's
bigger
what I'm saying.
there.
That's why I feel like it must be some sort of language or some like coordinate of their language or something like that. I don't know.
That's actually something you can help us out with. What do you think the symbols in the cave could be? Because we've got no idea. We're coming up with crazy ideas. But I'd like to know what you think. So staying on Jon as well, there was the moment, of course, which came out of nowhere, was when Theon arrived back on the shores of Dragonstone. He didn't even realise
Jon was on the shore, did he?
And that pause between them, there was like a 30-second pause where they just stared at each other, and in my mind I was thinking, does Jon know everything about what happened with Robb? Was he told? Does Jon know about Sansa and how Theon helped her?
Exactly.
Like, what does he know? Is he going to run over there and stab him in the face, or is he going to run over there and hug him?
Yeah.
But it was a sort of in between.
It was a threat / I appreciate what you did for my sister, but like what you did to my brother, I'll never forgive you. Do you know what I mean? So it
was a good moment in terms of seeing two old characters come together again. I just wish it was in happier circumstances.
I just feel so sorry for Theon. I just wish something would go right for him.
The thing is, he did bring it on himself.
He did, but he's been through so much, man. Like, don't get me wrong, I absolutely hated him, but then when he was captured by Ramsay and he cut off his dick.
What point was it the dick part that you eventually went, okay, he's gone through enough?
I think it was towards the end of like him being tortured by Ramsay, and then like when he helped Sansa, they jumped off the thing. That's when I was like, you know what, Theon, you redeemed yourself, my friend.
Yeah, no, I think the moment I thought he redeemed himself is when he saved Sansa.
Yeah.
Up to that point, being Reek, I don't think that was enough for me. I was like, well, you brought this on yourself. You decided. You chose. You killed some kids. Like pretended they were Starks.
Yeah, like he went down. Like he's done some negative things and he's done some positive. So it's like balanced itself out now. So if I just want something good to happen, so he could go back up as being a good character.
I suppose the one thing, like the one redeeming thing you could say about Theon as well is he's done the things he does not because he's a bad person, because he felt like he had to prove something.
Exactly.
Because he wasn't a Stark. He's what was Starks. He had a family name.
Yeah, people kept reminding him that he wasn't a Stark, that he was a prisoner, and he wanted to be like loyal to his family, but then his family were like bit of dicks towards him, so he felt like he had to prove himself. Then he did all that stuff
because he was the only remaining
male. And then when Ramsay did that whole sick thing to him and pretended to lead him out of and
that was nasty.
Then he admitted to Ramsay, like, you know what, I did have a father and it was Ned Stark. And then that's the moment when he realised, and then that's when I started to forgive him. That's when the process started for me to forgive him.
But he's back and he wants to go after Yara, who Euron's got. We didn't see any of Euron this episode, which isn't surprising. I'm guessing we'll see the Unsullied Euron stuff next episode.
I think that too.
But and the Hound, actually, we've not seen any of the Hound for a while. But how do you feel like the Reek stuff's going to go down? Do you think he's going to? Because didn't he ask for men? He asked men, didn't they? And then that's when they said Daenerys isn't here.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
He needs more men to go get. Is he going to go on a solo mission? Is he going to take his little band of Greyjoys that are left? There's only like 5 or 6 of them.
I think he might do like, you know what Yara did.
Yeah.
I think he pretty much.
We talked about callbacks that Game of Thrones likes to do,
and I think that's when he might die. He might go and save, and he will save her, but he'll die in the process. He'll sacrifice himself.
Yeah, that seems like a good conclusion to his arc. You know, becoming the cowards, and then turning into the hero at the end. I think that's a quite a popular story arc in like TV shows and films as well, and it's one I actually really enjoy. So I would love to see
exactly. He would go out with the Blades of Glory, like saving his sister, like, you know.
So circling back quick, actually, because there's something else I forgot to mention when we were talking about Arya and stuff, and that was Bran handing over the blade to Arya. Do you feel like that's going to have some significance later on?
Yeah, like, I don't think they've brought this blade back for no reason. And
they keep mentioning it's Valyrian steel as well.
And as well, it featured in that book.
Yeah.
It's like cropped up again. It's the second time it's cropped up. So like, I really feel like it's that blade is meant for something.
I mean, it definitely is, because they keep mentioning it's Valyrian steel, and we know Valyrian steel is to do with the White Walkers. So I believe that if Arya holds it, Arya is going to be the one that eventually does something. Will she be the one that kills the Night's King?
Possibly, or she could kill Littlefinger with it, maybe. Because it did belong to him.
Yeah, but did we ever find out who? We did, didn't we? We found out who was the one that ordered the hit on Bran. Did we ever find out? Because they took the blade, and Littlefinger said it was Tyrion's blade.
Was it Tyrion who ordered them? I'm sorry, was it Littlefinger who ordered the hit then?
I guess it was. I can't remember if that was ever resolved.
Do you know what? It might have been, because he wanted them to go to war, didn't he? Because that was his thing, chaos. So maybe it was him who actually sent the.
But he said he lost the blade to Tyrion in a game of cards, didn't he?
Yeah, or something, or like.
Unless Cersei nicked Tyrion's blade and then she ordered the hit, knowing it would link back to Tyrion. I can't.
Do you know what? I don't think
that was resolved.
I don't think it was very clear. Like I say, it was, in my eye, it was either Cersei or Littlefinger, and I'm probably leaning more towards Littlefinger just because he wanted chaos to happen.
Yeah, he's conniving. He wanted that war because, like you say,
because as well, it was actually it was Littlefinger who got that Lysa Arryn to send Bran's mum. I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
The letter. Do you remember that letter they got about?
Oh yeah.
So it was actually Littlefinger who got her to send that. So maybe it was him who did the blade thing to kill Bran.
I just thought as well, you saying maybe he tried to kill Bran to cause chaos. Is that why Bran chose the words to repeat back to Littlefinger, "Chaos is a ladder"?
That's a good point, actually.
So maybe he's letting Littlefinger know, I know the reason you tried to get me killed, because he was handing him the knife at that point as well. Yeah. So he's sort of like in a way about way saying, I know you tried to have me killed to cause chaos without actually saying it. Putting
true.
that doubt in Littlefinger's
That's
mind.
like his face as well. Look on his face.
Oh man, if that
you
is
might
the
have
case.
just cracked it.
So that's all that happened in that episode. What did you think of it overall? Like,
I thought it was a really good episode, and like, I'm just nervous. I want to know what happened to Jaime. I do not like it. It's a cliffhanger.
do you want him to die? Would you be bothered? Is he a character that you feel has been redeemed? Even though he's sleeping with Cersei still,
do you know what?
He's on the side of the Lannisters.
Deep down, my personal feeling, I feel at this moment he's a bad guy. So I would feel like if he died, I wouldn't care.
I would be sad to see him go in terms of he's a character I know, but if it's him against anyone else, like somebody else, I'll be like, no, he needs to die.
That's what I'm saying. Like with me, I feel like if he died, like I wouldn't care, but I would be like, he could have been a good person, but he chose not to be.
Yeah.
So like that's because he could have been.
His
with
only
Brienne.
weakness is Cersei.
That's what I'm saying. So he let his weaknesses get the better of him. So I think that's why I wouldn't care as much if he died.
Do you blame him as much because he does it for love?
Yeah, I feel like he's blinded. I know, like from seeing some of the things he's done, I know he could be a better person.
There's one scene which I always remember back to because I was starting to like Jaime when he was with Brienne and stuff, and there was one scene where I remembered why I didn't like him. And do you remember all the way back when they were sieging Riverrun?
Yeah.
And he had the fish's son in the tent.
I know exactly.
And he suddenly turned from Jaime I liked to the Jaime I hated. He was giving that whole speech.
He turned into Cersei's Jaime.
Yeah, there's two versions to him, and when he's near Cersei, or when he's working for Cersei, he's just a horrible, sadistic person.
He just turns into like Cersei, basically.
Turns into a Lannister.
I feel like Jaime's a very like sort of person that's easily influenced. Like if he's with Cersei, he'll behave like Cersei. If he's with Brienne, he'll behave like Brienne. And then if he's with like Bran, he'll behave like Bran. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like if he has the right people around him, he'll be a good person. Like, do you know what I mean? So
imagine, man, fuck me. We've got so many families that are starting to be wiped out now.
Like Tyrell's
if Jaime goes and Tyrion decides not to carry on the Lannister name, maybe he will. Maybe Cersei and Jaime will die, and he'll be the head of Lannister.
No, I
house.
think Tyrion will carry on the Lannister name, but I think he'll make it a better house in how like they
not
treat
known
people.
for how it's known. Yeah,
it will change things.
But the Tyrells are wiped out now, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're no longer.
I don't know what that means for the Sand Snakes as well, because like that girl got poisoned, and then there's Alaria Sand tied up. So I don't know if there's anyone actually in charge of.
That's the Martells, isn't it?
Yeah, Martells. Sorry, not Sand Snakes. I don't know if anyone's like actually in charge of the Martells now. Like, they leaderless.
Well, Tyrells don't exist, and the Martells, like you say, we talked about it in a recap, but we don't know if there's somebody else stepping up to take the head of the army. Whether there's a new character we're going to meet, but I'm guessing if there's an army in the south that it will get utilised at some point.
Do you think it might be too late to introduce any like?
I suppose so.
A Martell character.
I guess because I feel like we've seen in this episode, especially with the big battle, that this season they're trying to get all the politics out of the way, and next season is going to be the all the supernatural stuff. I feel.
What I just thought of as well is that maybe they might have the Martells there, but you know, like sometimes they'll get a character, but they won't introduce them. They'll just be like there to be the leader of the Martells, but they won't actually talk
won't
or
get any backstory or anything.
I think it might be like that, a situation like
They'll
that.
maybe have a few scenes if they do introduce them. We're doing a lot of ifs here, you know, speculation. But we'll leave that there. So thank you for watching, guys and girls. Remember, if you've got any thoughts or theories about the episode, put them below, and we'd love to hear them. We love to read them. You read them, don't you?
I do definitely.
He goes on there and reads them. So leave all your thoughts down there, and until next time, bye bye. Thank you for watching this reaction with me. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up because it helps me and it helps the channel grow. Also, if you've got any thoughts or feelings about the reaction I just did, leave them in the comments section below. But please, no spoilers. Also, if you'd like to support me even more than you do now, you can find me on Patreon, where you can take part in Patreon polls or even get early access to my videos. Link is in the description. And finally, if you want to keep up to date with the channel, you can find me on Twitter @TVandMeReacts, or you can subscribe